dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke, and I welcome you all to the MCGM's virtual classroom. Subject is history, and the lesson which we have already started, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. Now, in the second part of this lesson, we are going to start to the point Mughal power. In 1526 CE, the Sultanate of Delhi came to an end and Mughal power was established there. Babur was the founder of Mughal power. Now, in the history of medieval India, especially in Maharashtra, we are going to talk about the Mughals again and again. So, it is very important to keep in mind the name of Babur, who was the founder of Mughal power. He was the king of Fargana in Central Asia, which is in today's Uzbekistan. And as all the kings or all over the world who were ruling the different parts of the world heard of the wealth in India, so the Babur also, and that is why he planned an invasion of India. आपने भी सुना होगा कि भारत के बारे में ऐसे कहा जाता था कि एक सोने की चिड़िया है या फिर यहाँ पे सोने का धूर निकलता है. द पॉइंट इज दैट हमारा देश बहुत ही अमीर था, बहुत संपत्ति यहाँ पर ज़्यादा थी, एंड दैट इज़ वाई हर एक किंग को ऐसे लगता था कि इंडिया पर अटैक करना चाहिए, हमला करना चाहिए, ताकि वहाँ से बहुत कुछ मिल सकता है. और यही इच्छा बाबर की भी थी. Ibrahim Lodi was the Sultan of Delhi, and Daulat Khan Lodi, who was the governor of Punjab under the Sultanate. इब्राहिम लोदी के लिए दौलत खान काम करता था इन पंजाब रीजन, बट द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन इब्राहिम लोदी and Daulat Khan Lodi was strained, was not good. That's why Daulat Khan Lodi invited Babur to march on India. और बाबर तो पहले से ही चाहता था कि इंडिया पर मार्च करना है, ये तो उसके लिए खुला इनविटेशन हो गया. एंड देन ही एक्सेप्टेड दैट इनविटेशन, एंड बाय टेकिंग दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी बाबर इन्वेडेड इंडिया. टू रिपेल Babur's invasion, Ibrahim Lodi started with his army. There was a battle between Ibrahim Lodi and Babur on 21st April 1526 at Panipat. Which one is the first battle of Panipat? In this battle, Babur made use of an artillery effectively for the first time in India. It was in 1526. पहली बार आर्टिलरी का यूज हो रहा था. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ही डिफीटेड इब्राहिम लोदी, एंड देन दिस बैटल इज नोन एज द फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ पानीपत. अब जब बाबर आगे 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 आ ही रहा था तो बाकी लोगों को भी उसका डर लगा कि ये हम पर भी हमला कर सकता है. एंड दैट इज वाई आफ्टर द बैटल ऑफ पानीपत, Rana Sanga of Mewar brought all Rajput kings together. There was a battle between Babur and Rana Sanga at Kanua. Babur's artillery and reserve force played a key role in this battle, and Rana Sanga's army was defeated. Babur then died in 1530 CE, and next to him, Akbar was the most powerful king of the Mughal dynasty. When he tried to bring India under his central authority, he had to face opposition of Maharana Pratap, Chand Bibi, Rani Durgavati, who were struggled against Babur and their struggle is noteworthy. So in this, the next one, very famous king of India, Maharana Pratap. After the death of Uday Singh, Maharana Pratap ascended the throne of Mewar, and he continued the struggle for Mewad's existence. Till the very end, he struggled with Akbar to maintain his independence. He has become immortal in history due to his qualities of valor, courage, self-respect, sacrifice. And that is why Maharana Pratap is well known all over the country. Next is Chand Bibi. The Mughals attacked Ahmednagar, which was the capital of Nizam Shah's kingdom, in 1595 CE. The Mughal army put the fort of Ahmednagar under siege. Chand Bibi, the capable daughter of Hussain Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar, bravely defended the fort, and at this time there was an internal strife among the factions of the Sardars in Nizam Shah's kingdom, and this was the result of internal strife, and finally this resulted in the murder of Chand Bibi. Later the Mughals captured the fort of Ahmednagar. So the basic thing here to understand about the success of Mughals, मुग़ल इतना सक्सेस क्यों होते गए, क्योंकि जो छोटे छोटे राज्य थे, अलग अलग किंग थे, अपने अपने किंगडम को चला रहे थे, उनकी आपस में नहीं बनती थी, और एक साथ सबने मिलके मुगल्स के खिलाफ लड़ने के अलावा उनके आपस में ही झगड़े थे, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट मुगल्स कंटिन्यूड. But the Mughals could not bring the entire kingdom of Nizam Shahi under their control. Then Rani Durgavati also fought against Mughals. Gondwana can broadly be said to be comprised the eastern part of Vidarbha, as you can see in the image, part of Madhya Pradesh to its north, the western part of today's Chhattisgarh, northern part of Andhra Pradesh, and the western part of Odisha. Now the Rani Durgavati, born in the dynasty Chandel Rajput, became the queen of Gondwana when she was married. She was an excellent administrator. The struggle of Gondwana queen Durgavati against the Mughals is important in medieval history. After her husband's death, Durgavati laid down her life while fighting against Akbar, but she did not surrender. Next, Aurangzeb, who became the emperor in 1658 CE. The Mughal Empire extended from Kashmir in the north up to Ahmednagar in the south, and from Kabul in the west up to Bengal in the east. Almost everywhere. To this, Aurangzeb added Assam in the east and the regions of Adil Shahi of Bijapur in the south and Qutub Shahi of Golconda after he ended these kingdoms. Conflict with the Ahoms. In the 30th century CE, the people of the Shan community settled down in the valley of river Brahmaputra. There, they established their kingdom. They were locally known as Ahom people. While Aurangzeb ruled, the Ahoms had a prolonged struggle with the Mughals. The Mughals attacked the Ahoms region. The Ahoms united under the leadership of Gadadhar Sinha. Commander Lachit Borphukan gave an intense battle against the Mughals. The Ahms used the guerrilla technique in the conflict against the Mughals. It became impossible for Mughals to create a strong base in Assam because of this war tactics. Then the conflict with the Sikhs. So what we are trying to understand here, भारत के अलग अलग हिस्सों में अलग अलग राजा अपना राज्य करते थे, और जब मुगल्स एंटर हुए तो उन्होंने हर एक के साथ अलग अलग तरीके से अपनी लड़ाई लड़ी और हर एक को वो जीतते चले गए. दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. नाउ विद द सिक्स, द नाइन्थ गुरु ऑफ द सिक्स, गुरु तेग बहादुर, protested strongly against Aurangzeb's policy of religious intolerance. But Aurangzeb imprisoned him and beheaded him in 1675 CE. After him, Guru Gobind Singh became the Guru of the Sikhs. Guru Gobind Singh organized his followers and encouraged their martial spirit. He organized the Sikh youths into a fighting force called the Khalsa Dal. Their headquarters were at Anandpur. Aurangzeb sent his army to fight the Sikhs, and his army attacked Anandpur. There, like others, like Rani Durgavati, like Chand Bibi, like Ahams, Sikhs also fought fiercely, but they did not succeed. After that, Guru Gobind Singh came to the Deccan in 1708 CE. There was an attempt on his life when he was at Nanded. Soon after, Guru succumbed to his wounds. Then the next one, conflict of Mughals with the Rajputs. Akbar had secured the cooperation of the Rajputs with his policy of amicable relations by using different policies or tactics. But Aurangzeb could not obtain the cooperation of Rajputs. After the death of Rana Jashwant Singh, Aurangzeb annexed his kingdom to the Mughal Empire. Durgadas Rathod crowned Jashwant Singh's minor son Ajit Singh as the king of Marwar. And on behalf of Ajit Singh, Durgadas Rathod fought hard against the Mughals. Aurangzeb sent Prince Akbar to Marwar to crush the resistance of Durgadas. Prince Akbar joined hands with the Rajputs and rose in revolt against Aurangzeb. Now here the twist. अकबर औरंगजेब का बेटा था. औरंगजेब ने अकबर को राजपूत को हराने के लिए भेजा था, लेकिन यहाँ पर अकबर ने आके राजपूत के साथ हाथ मिलाया और औरंगजेब के खिलाफ रिवॉल्ट खड़ा कर दिया. दैट इज व्हाट इज द हिस्ट्री. An effort was made to seek help from the Marathas in Maharashtra, and in this revolt, Durgadas Rathod continued the struggle against the Mughals for the existence of Marwar. Then the last and the next point of this topic, conflict with the Marathas. In Maharashtra, Swaraj was established under the leadership of Shivaji Maharaj. In his efforts to establish Swaraj, Shivaji Maharaj had to fight the Mughals too along with the other enemies. Aurangzeb came down to the Deccan after the death of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj with the intention of conquering the whole of South India. But here, Marathas offered stiff resistance to Aurangzeb and defeated their independence. So this was all about the India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. In the next session, we'll study about the religious synthesis. So thank you very much and subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications. So my dear ones, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.